Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Today, we're breaking down a concept from our source material that has the absolute power to completely rewire how you view yourself and your potential. The core idea here? It's about unlocking the true, extraordinary version of your life. But look, it's not some magic life hack. It requires a fundamental shift in how you operate. So if you're ready to explore what actually separates the people who just dream from the people who become, well, you are in the exact right place.
Consider this condition. There is a secret to living the best version of your life, but it comes with a condition. Think of this condition as a mental gate. Most people never even find it, and honestly, even fewer actually choose to walk through it. Why? Because passing through this gate requires something very, very specific from you before anything else we talk about today can even begin to work. You must be willing to consider you are capable of more. Literally, you must see yourself as special, or at least be willing to entertain the possibility that you are capable of much, much more than you currently allow yourself to be. Here's the challenge we all face, right? We have to drop the belief that we somehow belong in the average category. Because if you hold on to the idea that small is where you belong, you'll just self-sabotage these concepts before they even take root. You've got to be willing to entertain the possibility of your own greatness. Part 1. The mirror problem. Let's look at how we evaluate our own potential. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why evaluating our own limitations is so tricky for most of us. You see, we tend to look into the mirror of your past. We stare at our failures, the times we quit, the time we totally embarrassed ourselves in 7th grade, the conditions we just accepted, and we use that whole doom loop as evidence that we're just average. But actually, scratch that. That is the wrong mirror. Your past only shows what you did under conditions you previously accepted. The mirror of your potential, on the other hand, that is an empowering choice. It's entirely about your willingness, your choices, and the conditions you now flat out refuse to accept. Your willingness is a choice available to you right now, completely regardless of your history. Part 2. The secret engine. Let's get into the core mechanism driving this transformation. Which brings us to the real engine behind this entire thing. Here is the secret. Do the hard things. It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But that simplicity and weight is exactly why most people just dismiss it and stay stuck. It's not about doing complicated things or clever things. It's just about doing the hard things. The things that make you squirm and feel uncomfortable. The things that require discipline when your motivation has completely run dry. Difficulty is not a bug in the system, you guys. It is the intended feature. Life is supposed to be hard. Difficulty is literally the exact requirement for greatness. I mean, think about it. If it were easy, everyone would do it. And if everyone did it, well, it wouldn't be special anymore, would it? The hard acts as a literal filter, separating the dreamers from the achievers. Think of any trait you admire in someone else. Maybe their physique, their calm under pressure, their successful business. None of that came from making the easy choices. Let's move to and see how this builds into a really powerful psychological loop. It's called the accumulation of evidence. Here's how it works. Step 1, you do a hard thing. Step 2, that action deposits undeniable, concrete evidence right into your brain. Step 3, this newly deposited evidence forces your self-concept to change. You suddenly realize, hey, I'm actually stronger and way more disciplined than my past suggested. And finally, step 4, you become special. Not because you're inherently better than anyone else right out of the gate, but because you are literally rewiring how you see yourself by proving it to yourself over and over again. Part 3, the unseen feedback loop. Let's talk about the signals you start sending out. Once your internal self-concept shifts, something truly fascinating happens externally. People aren't stupid, right? They can sense when you have earned your own confidence. And it doesn't happen because you're out there boasting about it. It manifests in these subtle, undeniable microsignals to the outside world. You start holding eye contact just a little bit longer. You become totally comfortable handling awkward silence. When criticism comes your way, you respond without getting all defensive. You just don't flinch. And why? Because you have already challenged yourself harder in private than anyone else ever could in public. You cannot fake this loop. You can only earn it. Part 4, redefining what hard actually means. Let's look at real versus fake hard. Now, what's really interesting about this concept is how it breaks down the biggest myth people hold about transforming their lives. Most people think hard means fake hard. Extreme, highly theatrical things like suddenly quitting your job or moving to a cabin in the woods to find yourself. But real hard? It is daily. It is boring. It's invisible. It's having that uncomfortable conversation you've been avoiding for weeks. It's admitting you are wrong or doing the dishes when you're just totally exhausted. It is doing the unglamorous daily disciplines when you really, really don't feel like it. The real hard things are rarely impressive to witness, but they are incredibly impressive to do. Because they're done in private for an audience of exactly one, just you. This is arguably the absolute most transformative takeaway of this whole explainer. The actions that truly change your life are the intimate, invisible ones you do when absolutely nobody is watching. You don't announce it on social media. You don't explain it to your friends. You just do it.
Part 5, escaping the comparison trap. We absolutely need to watch out for this one. It's been said that comparison is a thief that steals from those without enough evidence. When you start doing your hard things, oh man, it is so tempting to look at someone who is 5 steps ahead of you. But if you haven't accumulated your own protective armor of evidence yet, looking at them will only make you feel small. You forget that their hard things were once just as difficult for them as your hard things are for you right now. So the crucial point is really about what you're measuring. An unfair comparison is you versus others who are further along. That is a losing game every single time. The fair comparison, literally the only metric that actually matters, is you versus who you were yesterday. Your hard is your hard. Their hard is theirs. If you're doing your hard things, you are ahead of who you were, and honestly, that is what makes you special.
Part 6, the finished product, upgrading your problems. So where does all of this lead? What does this ultimate mindset transformation look like when this daily habit is fully integrated? Well, the finished product is not someone who never struggles. It's someone who is upgraded to higher level problems. Your new struggles aren't about self-doubt anymore. You have way too much evidence for that now. Instead, you struggle with choosing which hard thing to tackle next. You struggle with mastering patience because you know exactly what's possible and you kind of want it instantly. And yeah, you might even struggle with the loneliness of holding incredibly high standards in a world full of people who are just fine settling. But the one thing you no longer do, you no longer doubt your capability. Which leaves us with the ultimate question, the one challenge you really need to carry with you after this explainer ends. Did you do your hard thing today? Not the dramatic one, but the real, boring, daily one that makes your stomach tighten just a bit. Pick it. Do it today. Don't wait until you feel ready. And please don't wait until you see yourself as special. Start building your evidence right now. Let's get to work.